Practice. Okay, go.
Hello, I'm Kayla Maldonado,
And I'm Leslie Carver.
and this video showcases the research and discoveries of our team with a primary focus on broadening research opportunities for undergraduate students. To share what we learned, we will first unpack our problem statement and then share what we learned through research and interviews using the stakeholder and empathy mapping tools. We conclude by defining potential pathways and outlining a framework that we think lays the foundation to scale paid undergraduate research. So let's talk about our problem. Our starting problem statement was, how might we help undergraduate students understand the meaning of research in order to increase interest, engagement, and readiness? From our initial discussions, we explored this problem by examining how students see themselves in research and how students and faculty perceive the value and impact of research. We also found secondary research and additional information from our interviews important to gain understanding for this problem. To examine these ideas, we identified and talked with three groups of stakeholders: students, faculty, and administrators. In talking with students, we saw that they had a limited idea of what research could be for them. We also learned how much they value guidance from faculty and about how to engage in research. From administrators, we learned about existing programs to help undergraduate students go into research, giving us insight on how we should structure our potential solutions. And we heard from faculty how much they value working with students and that engaging students in research takes careful planning and deliberate engagement. We took data and created empathy maps to understand the perspectives of our stakeholders. For example, in mapping the input from faculty using the AEIOU tool, we heard that they often think of lecture halls, office hours, and classrooms as primary interaction points for finding students to partner with on research. And in talking with administrators, we heard how they often think about how to enable collaboration, ideation, and communication as ways to help create new programs. We heard from both administrators and faculty about the value that is created when you bring people together to build shared insight and provide guidance to each other. From students, we learned that they need guidance on how to successfully approach faculty for research using elevator pitches or interviews. Students talked about a range of strategies, such as talking with counselors, going to mentor meetings, in order to build relevant skills. A key takeaway we heard was students are seeking help developing a portfolio they can use to increase their access to research opportunities.
So some snapshots of some of the empathy mapping that we did. We talked to one administrator who talked particularly emphasized the importance of how we define research and that it really can be seen as applying across disciplines into large numbers of students or all students. We talked to another administrator who really talked about the benefits of research and the development that it gives students in terms of leadership and career opportunities. And for students, we learned that students really have sometimes difficulty in their own majors finding research opportunities, that they would prefer paid versus unpaid research opportunities, and that they really could use assistance in locating research opportunities and preparing for things like interviews. We also did some secondary research. We have an annotated bibliography for this. Most of these are on how we define research and how what the benefits of research are to students. So in redefining our problem statement, we developed a synthesis matrix that talks about some of the key factors that impact research participation. For students, it's about bandwidth, where they are in their academic career, and economic factors. For faculty, again, it's about where they are in their academic career, but also their bandwidth for mentoring students and access to funding to support students and alignment between research topic and the student's expertise. Everyone agreed that a good research experience is accessible, meaningful, and impactful. And we talked a lot with many people about how to define research as applying across a range of disciplines, and that would go a long way in helping students and faculty gain research experience. So our updated problem statement is, how can we expand campus-wide understanding of the forms of research that exist in every discipline, the benefits of research for students, and the value of student research for faculty? So the key points in the statement are that our solutions need to be campus-wide, they need to emphasize forms of research and the benefits for both students and faculty. So this is just some of the challenges and potential solutions that we identified for students. There's a challenge in building an understanding of various forms of research that apply to students. We talked about launching and sustaining a communication and engagement program that promotes research from very early in students' careers. We also talked about helping students understand research is for them and creating really credible pathways that provide research experience for students who are facing equity gaps in particular. For faculty, paid research might be an obstacle in that researchers who have independent funding typically want to choose students who demonstrate potential return on their investment. So one solution is to connect faculty with additional sources of funding. We need to convey that research is diverse, and when we promote research that faculty are doing, really highlighting those disciplines that are often left undiscussed in terms of research. We also need to shift faculty's perspective towards collaborating with students so that they can really understand the benefit to them. One idea was to have faculty present problems to groups of students so that they could hear student perspectives on those. And that provides a lot of diverse problem solving opportunities. Have to credit a student, S.H. Harris in the design lab, who came up with that idea. So here's another way of looking at the framework. Again, a campus-wide communication campaign that promotes research and helps students to understand research across disciplines as being for them, essentially doing matchmaking between students and faculty. We also talked about ground floor and really early and high touch access to research experience. So having students, for example, learn about research and map out their research plan from very early in their career. And we also learned about alternative funding sources that might be helpful in letting faculty provide paid research opportunities. Some key takeaways. One is across campus, there's a shared commitment to the common good of helping students access research, and that it would improve career opportunities, community building, and academics for them. We talked a lot about expanding the way we think about research and broadening our definition of research. And we also talked about the necessity of creating collaborations and new pathways that would help to provide access to research. Thank you very much.